Hi. I always like to begin with taking a few deep breaths together and just slowing down, coming into the present moment, connecting with our body. So I invite you to close your eyes, or if you don't like having your eyes closed, you can just look down at the ground, just kind of have a soft gaze. So then find a comfortable posture for your body and inhaling and exhaling slowly, deeply, consciously. Feeling the air coming in and going out. Maybe allowing a little sound or a sigh on the exhale that really helps to release tension and stress that we might be carrying and to help to regulate the nervous system. Just a couple more deep breaths, and as you're breathing, again, just making sounds or sighs, and with each breath, just relaxing and releasing tension in the mind or the body. We hold so much in our bodies, so really inviting the belly to be soft, the shoulders to relax, the jaw muscles to just loosen. And just coming fully into the present moment, into your body, just opening to whatever's here, whatever you're feeling, whatever's coming up, just allowing everything to be as it is. Good. And then when you're ready, you can slowly come back and just open your eyes and let your body move however it feels like it wants to move. Maybe it wants to do a little stretch. The body holds so much wisdom, so just let your body move however it needs to move. You can roll your shoulders back, or you can just kind of sway from side to side. Maybe a little shake. Muscles of the face. Be silly, make yourself laugh. Laughter is great for the nervous system and for helping us during times of struggle or stress or strife or difficulty. So that's what I wanted to talk about today is just, I know so many of us are going through difficulties, hard times, struggling, right? So yesterday I was talking to a really close friend of mine, and we were sharing with each other our own struggles and just sharing also people we know and care about who are going through difficulties. I have a lot of my clients right now who are facing a lot of adversity or just having a hard time. So let's just take a deep breath with that, right? Like whether it's our own difficulties that we're facing or supporting people around us, loved ones that we care about who are going through something, can be really intense. Yeah, it can feel really heavy. A lot of times our bodies have a tendency during that time to tighten up and close, like in protection mode, or to collapse. A lot of people that I've known are just stuck, right? Just kind of stuck and down and having a hard time coping, getting through or getting by, and just feeling hopeless or sad or disappointed. A lot of fear, anxiety. So let's just take some deep breaths with that, and it can help to just kind of put our hands on our heart and just breathe into that and just allow ourselves to feel it, whether it's our own or people we care about or just the world, the things that are happening in the world, especially for those of us who are very sensitive. It can feel like a lot. So just acknowledge that for a moment. Just hands on your heart, maybe on the belly too. And just take a couple deep breaths and breathe into it and allow what you're feeling. Allow what you're feeling and just breathe with it. Just be with it. Just hold space for it. Not trying to fix it or change it or figure it out for just a moment. Just for a moment, just being with it, allowing it, breathing with it. Feeling the emotions, the feelings, the sensations in the body. I can feel like in the pit of my stomach, a little bit of like fluttering, or almost like I can feel like the back of my throat, like a feeling of like if you had a bitter medicine of some sort, you know. So what do you feel? What can you feel in your body when you tap into the struggles, your struggles, people you care about, the world? Connect in your body with what you feel and where you feel it. Again, not analyzing it, but really opening to the sensations that are there. And maybe you find that when you focus your attention there, maybe it intensifies. So if that's the case, then just keep breathing deeply with it. Or maybe the opposite, maybe it subsides a little bit, maybe it softens. Whatever it is, it's okay. There's no right or wrong. It's just, we're just learning to be with what's happening inside of us. Be with what we're feeling. I like to say, feel it, don't feed it, right? So there's that expression, you have to feel it to heal it. So we want to feel whatever we're feeling, but we don't need to feed the story about it, right? Like, yeah, because everything's so messed up in the world, or because this person or that person, or because I'm like this or that. You know, there's a lot of stories, and that's not helpful to feed the story. I mean, it's natural that we have those stories. We all have them. You're not alone. But we can choose not to feed those stories, right? So just being with, opening to, leaning into, allowing what we're feeling is a really important step when we're struggling, when we're suffering, when we're stuck, when we're facing adversity. So, I wanted to share just 3 simple ways or 3 simple reminders when you're facing difficulties, when you're stuck, when you're struggling. Uh, these are things that I know have helped me personally and my clients that I work with. And so I know they work. They're not just things that are like, oh, this sounds good. No, these are things that really, really work. And I invite you to really open to exploring them for yourself. Like, don't take my word for it. Try it yourself. And they're simple. And sometimes our brain is like, be aware of some of these tricks of our brain or of our mind that we think that it needs to be something complicated or some like, wow, new revolutionary approach or technique that's like, oh yeah, this is the thing that's going to do it for me. This is the thing that's going to like fix my problems. This is the thing that's going to give me the answer I've been waiting for. I was like that for a long time. I was just telling my friend yesterday that I feel like when I was in some of my deepest, darkest holes or tunnels or dark night of the souls, um, it was kind of like when looking back, right? Hindsight's 2020, they say. Looking back, it's easier to see what kept me stuck for so long, and that's why I want to share it with you, so that maybe you can not have to stay stuck for so long as I did. I was stuck for, God, years. And I want to say before going on to that no matter how long you've been struggling or you've been stuck or you've been having trouble with whatever it is you're going through, whether it's days or weeks or months or even years, you can and you will find your way through. You can and you will, especially if you remember that it's possible and you choose to believe that it's possible. So it can get really easy. It can be really, it can happen that especially when we've been dealing with something for a long time, that we just kind of get hopeless, right? Like that I've been feeling like this for so long, or I've been dealing with this problem for so long, or I've been this way for so long, or this conflict has been happening for all these years that, nothing works, right? Those of us who've been on a path for a long time, who've tried different therapies or read a lot of books or done different, courses or workshops, it's very common and easy to feel like, I've tried everything. I've tried everything and nothing works. That's how I was. I don't know about you, but that's how I was. I was really feeling like I've tried everything. I've tried everything and nothing works. And the sneaky little trick there of the mind that I saw looking back was that very kind of hopeless attitude or feeling was like what's that called? Was like a self-perpetuating trap, that kept me there because I was telling myself that, I was believing that, then that was my reality. I was stuck, I was trapped, and I didn't believe it was really possible to find my way out. I mean, at the beginning of my journey, I did. But once I hit some really hard, big walls and fell into some deep holes along the way, I started to get caught in that trap of I just can't, and the feeling of hopelessness and being kind of stuck down in that hole. Also, along with that, there was like a feeling of maybe I just haven't found the right thing yet. Maybe I just haven't found the right therapy, the right therapist, the right book, the right course. That maybe this next one is going to be the one that has that magic wand that's going to fix and magically take away my suffering and my problems and give me that magic cure that I've been waiting for. So in my case, and I know a lot of other people that I've worked with who have this as well, there was kind of these two sides of feeling this desperation and hopelessness that nothing works, and this other, well, maybe I'll find the thing, I just haven't found the thing yet, right? So if that's the case for you, then beware of those tricks, right? Because they're tricks. It's not true. Remember, we don't have to believe our thoughts. Not everything that goes floating around through our mind is true. A lot of our thoughts and ideas, and especially our beliefs, are conditioned. They're not the truest, most real truth of who we are. So beware of that. It is always possible to find our way up, out, and through whatever it is we're going through, no matter how long we've been dealing with it, or no matter how deep we are. It's always possible if we believe it is. And there's no magic pill, cure, wand, solution, answer that's just finally going to be the thing that changes everything and fixes everything, okay? It is really, in most cases, and at least it was in my case, and again, people I know, people I've worked with, it is a question of believing it's possible, having that attitude of never losing the hope and the belief or faith, I guess you could say, that I can and I will. And in fact, for a while, that was my mantra. I can and I am. I can and I am. However, it's so easy, and so a lot of times so much easier to just see proof of what's still not working, or what's still wrong, or what's still not good enough, or what's still bad in my life or inside of me or in my relationship, or all that proof that things are bad and hopeless and there's no point, or there's no, way out or way through, right? The way out is through. So that's the thing, we have to go through whatever it is that's happening. If we're trying to jump over or skirt around or sweep under the rug, nothing goes away until it teaches us what we need to learn, what we need for growth. And so remembering that too, remembering that whatever is coming up in our lives, there are hidden gifts. There are hidden gifts in every challenge, in every dark night of the soul. Those dark nights of the soul are what give us the strengths and qualities and abilities and depth and wisdom and capacity to be the most fully who we are. And so those of us who are facing a dark night of the soul, or kind of in one of those phoenix processes, remember that you are a phoenix. We all have the phoenix inside of us. And so we can rise, we can we can rebirth, we can transform into a newer, truer version of who we are. And it's not about trying to change or fix, right? That can be also another tricky trap of, especially those of us who are on like a personal growth or spiritual path, is all of these things that we can see that are wrong with us, that we want to change, that we want to fix, that we want to improve, right? This endless this endless kind of obsession with improving and being better and being more spiritual or being more awakened or being more evolved. And again, it's that pressure is not going to help us to rise and to move through, really, because pressure in a certain specific moment, a little bit of stress or a little bit of pressure, maybe it can help us to kind of like and go into we go into a mode, which is in a way it's part of our survival mode of solving a problem or getting through a situation or being boom, I'm just gonna my warrior's gonna fight my way through, and that's great. I mean, we need that warrior, but we can't live in a constant warrior state, right? We need to be able to move in and out of the active push through, you know, rise up and be strong and fight our way through situations. Sometimes that is what is needed, and other times the opposite. The other times what we need is to slow down, slow way down, and come into the body and feel what we feel, and dive deep into those waters of our emotions. And so neither one of those is right or wrong or better or worse. They are different, aspects of, we could say masculine and feminine, or yin and yang, or different ways of dealing with difficulties, right? So again, I want to go back to just remembering that these, to be careful of the tricks and the traps that keep us stuck and keep us struggling and keep us trapped and keep us small. And so beware of those things and allow whatever it is that's happening in your life to be your greatest teacher, to be your greatest teacher. And know that if that teacher has come along for you, it's because the pupil is ready for that teaching, right? So believe in your capacity and believe in life, have that kind of trust in life that things maybe aren't happening to us, but for us, right? And I want to say that I get it. I really get it when you're in that place of the dark night of the soul. It can feel like everything but what I'm saying right now. And I mean, there's so many hard things that we can be going through it, whether it's death of a loved one, whether it's, a person, like an inner struggle of a part of yourself or a pattern that you're trying to work through, whether it's conflicts in relationships or so many things that can be happening, or your children have left home and you're kind of struggling with who am I now and what is the purpose of my life, or you're in a career that you don't like, a job that you don't like, and you want to break free, but it feels so scary, or whatever it is, right? When we're going through those things, it's helpful to understand how our nervous system works. For me, that was a game changer. Understanding a bit of neuroscience. You don't have to become an expert on neuroscience. I've never been scientifically inclined, actually, but neuroscience is fascinating and has been super helpful for me on my own personal journey and for the people that I work with. So I encourage you to at least get a basic understanding of the nervous system and how the brain works, how the cycle of the stress cycle and survival mode and the fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. That can be really helpful because, when we're going through hard times, a lot of times that's the mode that gets switched on inside of us, is that fight, flight, freeze mode. Like, it's like a feeling of, I'm in danger. I need to fight my way through this. I need to run and hide. I just collapse, or I'm going to try to, do some people pleasing and pretend I'm fine, and maybe then everything will be okay, So it can be really helpful to understand a bit of that. So I encourage you to learn a little bit about the nervous system and how maybe you're slipping into fight, flight, freeze, fawn mode, and how to counteract that. So let's take a deep breath together. Maybe shake the body a little bit. Remember, when we're doing a lot of talking or a lot of listening or a lot of mental processing, come back down into the body. Grounding, and grounding some more. Feeling the connection to the earth, feeling connection to the sky, feeling how we're a bridge. Relaxing, relaxing. And here we're opening the different parts of our mind and bringing our nervous system back into rest and digest, or into that mode of safety, of feeling safe. When we're going through hard times, when we're struggling, we really need to remember to be able to help ourselves to feel safe, to help our nervous system to feel safe, right? When we feel safe, we have access in our brain to like the prefrontal cortex and to the more evolved parts of our brain where actual solutions can be found, creativity to certain, situations we may be facing in our lives. That's where that is. So help your nervous system to feel safe. Bring a sense of safety to yourself in whatever way you can. And so, I just wanted to bring this back around to 3 simple reminders when you're going through stress, struggle, hard times, difficulties that can be real game changers and can make a huge difference. So the first one was, ask yourself, how can I make this just a little bit easier for myself? Whatever it is I'm going through, how can I make it just a little bit easier, just a little bit less heavy? How can I bring a sense of safety? How can I bring myself a sense of safety? So for some people, maybe that's reaching out to be supported by a loved one, by a friend, by a therapist. So maybe we need to reach out. For some people, maybe it's reaching in. It's like going inside of ourselves and helping by doing some deep breathing, maybe some meditation, maybe some self-massage or giving ourselves a hug. That can be super helpful. Maybe it's being more aware of the inner dialogue that's going on, and we can be kinder to ourselves. We can always be kinder to ourselves. It's common when we're struggling to what my favorite mindfulness teacher, Tara Brach, teaches about the second arrow. The second arrow is when, we've already been wounded by some situation or circumstance, and then on top of it, we shoot a second arrow at ourselves and judge ourselves for feeling how we feel or for going through something difficult. So it's like, on top of the fact that I'm feeling bad or I'm struggling or I'm having a hard situation in my life, I'm also judging myself for it. Oh, you should be able to handle this. Oh, this shouldn't be such a big deal. Oh, you should be okay by now. We should all over ourselves, right? So don't should all over yourself, please. I know how it is. I've done it all my life. And I'm finally freeing myself of the shoulder, So be aware of that. Be aware of shoulding yourself. So it's hard enough to go through life's trials and tribulations. But when on top of it, we're telling ourselves, you should handle that better. You should feel different. You shouldn't feel like this. It's taking too long. Why don't you just be stronger? Oh, other people don't feel like this. Oh, that is just like Now it's like now it's suffering. Now it's like torture, right? So maybe that's the way that you can make this just a little bit easier, is by bringing awareness to that inner critic, and understanding inner critic is also not a part of us that we want to judge. It's often there just to help us, to try to protect us, right? But that's another topic for another day. So I know how can you make this just a little bit easier for yourself? How can you lighten it up just a little bit? How can you bring a sense of comfort and safety to yourself during this hard time, whether that's reaching out or some kind of inward adjustment? So that's the first one. The second one, what is one small step you can take today, right now, to bring a bit of relief or a bit of help or change to whatever it is you're going through? So again, yesterday, talking with my good friend, that we were talking about, I don't know if you've ever seen the image of the two ladders. Like there's, a little person, and there's a ladder here and a ladder here. And this ladder has like the steps, or the rungs, is that what they're called? Between each step are like so big that that person can't even reach the first one, right? And the other one, it has smaller steps closer together. So it's much easier for the person to go ahead to take that first step and then that second step. So this is the thing with small steps. Sometimes when we're like stuck in the poo, in the shit of our situations, we're just like so stuck in it that we don't even we can't even see the light at all. And it feels like when someone tells us like, you can just do this and this and this, and why don't you just do this, and why don't you just do that? It can feel like, that sounds like a lot of stuff that I can't do, So small steps, little baby steps. My favorite coach, Marisa, always told me, Melissa, baby steps, teeny tiny baby steps, and celebrate each step along the way. Celebrate each small degree of progress. So when we're in the shit, we can just get like so stuck there that we don't see where to go. So what's one tiny step that you can take today to begin to emerge, right? We know that plants and flowers grow from manure, right? From shit. So let's allow ourselves to be like one of those plants or flowers and just very slowly, slowly, slowly start to emerge. It doesn't have to be something big, and it doesn't have to be fast, but small steps. So one small step, well, I can get out of my bed and take a shower. Maybe that's a small step. Or I can open up my blinds and just stand at the window and look out and see how beautiful it is outside. Or I can call a friend that I've been wanting to reach out to, but I haven't had the energy. Or I can research online a course or something that can help me to go another step, So one small step, it doesn't have to be something big, just little step, and then another little step, and then another little step. And before you know it, you're not in that same long, dark tunnel that feels endless. You're not so far deep in that hole, right? So that was the second little simple reminder. Small baby steps. And then the last one, the third one, is what I talked about a little earlier. Believe that it's possible. Choose to believe that you can and you will and you are, right? Like even just watching this video, that's something. So believe it's possible, even when it doesn't seem like it is. When we've had lots and lots of days of rain, which where I live right now, it's been raining and raining. Sometimes it's hard to believe that the sun will ever that the sun will ever come out again, but it will, and it does. For sure, it will. It may be tomorrow, it may be in a week, it may be in a month, but it will. Believe even when you can't see it that it's there. Even when when it's cloudy, even when it's rainy, even when it's stormy, the sun is always there. So that's the same thing inside of you and in your life. The sun is always there and it's always going to come back. So believe that it's possible. Just because you're in a bad place right now, or you're stuck, or you're suffering, doesn't mean that that's the way it's always going to be. Even when it feels like it. I remember some of the times that I was in that place that it felt like I am always going to be here. I've tried so many things and I'm still here. But again, that was part of what was keeping me stuck there, is that I had come to believe that I couldn't find my way out of there, right? So believe that it's possible. And even if you have to choose that, maybe you don't really believe it's possible, but we can choose to believe that it's possible, right? That's a beautiful and really empowering twist on just doing mantras or doing affirmations. Is like, I choose to believe. I choose to believe that it's possible for me to come out of this, to emerge, and to emerge even brighter and more beautiful and more me than ever, more I don't know, just to emerge, and to not always be stuck in that shit, right? So even if you're stuck in shit and that's all you see around you, that doesn't mean that that's all that exists, or that's all that's possible. So believe it, even if it's a choice, which is a very, like I'm saying, it's very empowering to choose to believe. So maybe I can say, we do mantras. I am, I am confident and successful. And there's a part of me going, actually, that's not true, right? But I can say, I choose to believe that I'm confident and successful. Or I choose to believe that I'm in a beautiful, healthy relationship. Or I choose to believe that that I am doing what I love with my life. Or I choose to, I choose to believe. And then your brain goes, okay, you're choosing it. So I can't argue with that, right? So that's the third simple reminder, is to believe it's possible. So let's take another couple deep breaths together. Closing your eyes, or just soft eyes, gazing downward. Again, just allowing sounds or sighs. Sound is a beautiful way to regulate the nervous system. Breath and sound. Again, just let's put our hand on our hearts and just bring a sense of love, safety, of kindness to ourselves, to our situation. And just breathing, feeling our connection to the earth, feeling how we belong, how we're part of this beautiful earth and this life, this exquisite life that's unfolding, that's painful and hard and dark and also beautiful and amazing and awesome. And how we're part of all of that. And just relaxing into the present moment, feeling the warmth of your hand on your heart, feeling the contact of your body with whatever surface you're sitting on, how it holds you up, supports you. And feeling your belonging to this body, to this earth, to this shared humanity, shared divinity. And so be it, and so it is. Namaste. And finally, I'd like to share just a little guidance from this beautiful book of life by Donna Ashworth. Love this book. It's so inspiring and beautiful. So let's just open and see what the message is for us today. The empty nest. My nest is as it should be now. Empty. Tidy, ordered, calm. My babies have grown beautifully and flown, just the way I taught them to. And my heart is full of pride and love, still so full of love. But oh, there is an ache there, a throb, a pang. I have given of myself in a way that only a mother can. So consuming is that gift. There is scarce room for much else to thrive. So what now? My empty nest feels hollow. The echo of my own breath rings in my ears. My worries have not flown with the fledglings. They linger still. But now, without the comfort of a slumbering head on a pillow upstairs. My imagination tells the tales I don't want to see. And my spare time, once so coveted, is now my enemy. My nest is as it should be now, empty. But I will not be empty, little one. I will fly, just like you, find my new place in this story. Play music, bring friends, make noise and laughter, and fill the house with life, so that when you come home, you see nothing to worry about here, for that may clip your beautiful wings. And you will remember how nurturing your nest once was, and you will crave the feeling of it just once in a while. This nest will never close, and not will I let it lose its love. Fly, my loves, fly, but remember the way back home.